keep your eyes peeled for global warming. That's a project I'm working on right now. I'm just gonna give the title.
Cool.
It's like obviously fully written by me.
Yeah.
Excuse me. No features as of yet, but it's produced fully by one Irish producer.
Yeah.
Nobody is expecting it. We can't drop any names, but it's definitely, you know, we're like building a bridge there.
Yeah.
That people aren't expecting to see. So I'm really excited about that. Look out for singles that I'm dropping.
Yeah.
Obviously the show.
This podcast is powered by Audio House Dublin.
But yeah, I guess welcome to Sold Out episode 39. Had to think about that for a minute.
Nice one, bro.
Wearing all black just to, you know, fully pay the homage to the OG we have here.
No doubt.
Do you want to introduce yourself a little bit?
Rebel Phoenix is the name. Rebel Mafia, all black, all day.
Everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, how are things? How's 2019 been? Obviously, dropped Limitless. How's that going?
Yeah, man. Yeah, it was very well received across like different platforms, radio stations, all that. Track of the day here and there. It's been doing its thing.
Yeah,
but,
so it's nice.
Yeah, absolutely, man. More than I expected, to be honest, because I didn't like give it much hype or like promotion before it dropped.
True, yeah.
It's just like a couple of weeks beforehand. It was like I got one coming. Have it in the chamber the past while. Like a good way to come into 2019 because it was just like anyone that's listened to the track knows what it's about.
Yeah.
It's a real uplifting, like go-getter tune.
Yeah.
So I was like, that's the way we're coming into 2019.
It's proper tune playing in the morning or something where you're just on the bus or something, just go get it. Like,
no doubt, man. Yeah.
But yeah, what was crazy about that as well is like the amount of stuff that dropped that day too.
Yeah.
And it was almost hard to like split the attention evenly. Like, and it's good that like, you know, what different outlets picked it up and everything. Like it was, I remember that day for me as well, it was like trying to write about 5 different tunes, like digest them all. Like, I was so different. Like it was like you, Nonsis, Jafaris, was a Hair Squad and
and
Pat
Lagoon.
It was just crazy. It was such a good like moment for like the Irish
sick, man.
scene,
Yeah, and it was just a great way to break the ice, you know, coming into 2019. Like 2019 has been crazy for Irish hip hop so far, man.
Actually
like, the craziest I've ever seen it, and it's just in so many different ways. Like the volume of music that's dropping, the love that it's receiving from fans, outlets, and then even like artists showing love to each other.
Yeah.
And the likes of yourselves, you know, promoting artists and music and stuff like that, man. It's all coming together.
And like, and there's so many like outlets popping up, like you said, like even like Mabfield and District and some of the stuff that's coming that we can't talk about in the chamber as well. But I was even thinking about that in terms of like the festivals, because obviously some of the lineups are getting announced at the moment.
Yeah.
And like it's crazy to see like there's a good like 10 to 15 like small Irish acts now on like every festival lineup, like, because it's definitely picking up momentum, you know. Like I think Knockenstock and Red Bull Free Gaff announced this week.
They announced this week so much Irish hip hop,
and it's just class to see. Like it's
like we had a bit of it in 2018, like a good bit. In fairness,
obviously,
But
I think that
2019's
was
been just like it just leveled up. Like
I think that was like the foundations for like, and it just feels like for what's to come, you know.
Exactly, but like hip hop is like the biggest genre in the world right now. It's like the
Big
new
time.
rock and roll.
Yeah. It's been like that for a minute as well. I feel like, I don't know when that shift happened, but like even thinking back, like I was always saying, like I felt like when I would have been in like primary school or something when like Eminem was doing those Rihanna tracks and stuff. Like I felt like, and like ever since then, like even though Eminem probably fallen off a little bit, but
but that was kind of like the crossover that you saw. It's like even pop music now. Goddamn rock music, whatever. Like you're hearing them hi-hat rolls, the 808s.
Exactly, yeah.
It's crazy.
I guess it's the trap sound, maybe. I suppose that's probably what it is, more so than anything. Like when, like I kind of, I'd pinpoint it maybe on like when Migos dropped Versace or something like that.
Yeah.
Like that kind of felt like a turning moment. Like then everything started sounding.
Yeah, that definitely grabbed people's attention.
Yeah.
I wasn't really fucking with that.
Same.
Like, I thought that was like, what is this? Because I was a real purist.
Exactly. I was gonna say like, because obviously your approach is totally different. as well.
But I'm open to everything, man. I listen to all different genres of music, all different styles of hip hop, from lo-fi to boom bap to trap to, you know, grime, drill, ignorant shit, conscious shit. Like I'm open to everything because we don't live life in one mood. Like
definitely.
You know, that's why my music is always, it's like versatile music. Like every song has to be different for me.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, we're not all just like on this one like steady
you can't
plane
just
of existence. You know, like we got different moods. So you'll write a track if you're feeling shit. You'll write a track about that.
Yeah.
Like get off your chest, but if you're feeling like the shit, you're gonna write that down and put that out.
Yeah.
And anyone is gonna relate to it when they hear it as well.
Yeah, definitely.
No.
I was gonna say, what's kind of like your writing process, because obviously like you're quite lyrical, like in in your style, like because I think talked about it with a few different people, like it's funny getting the different perspectives. Like some people write best nearly when like they're hungover, or like when they're off the drink for a few days, or like when they're tired or in the moment. I think Upbeat was saying like he can't write when he feels the emotion at the time because it gets too literal. So he kind of has to put some distance between the situation and that before he writes about it. Like, what way would you approach it, or is it always different? I suppose
it does vary, but it's just whenever like the inspiration is there to do it. So like I used to try and like force writing. It just doesn't work. And then you like that wrecks your head, and you're like, wow, I have writer's block, but I don't know. I had to ditch that idea. I don't really believe in writer's block anymore. It's like if you're not writing, you're just not inspired. So go out and live life, find something to write about, think about the past, think about what you're going for in the future. Just look for that inspiration and write about it. But I've never been the type of dude that would like write something mad quick. You know, I always like,
because you hear that a lot, like, oh, it came out in 20 minutes. You hear that a lot.
Like I do have a couple of tracks that are like that, but most of them, you know, like a verse would take me like 5 days to write.
Definitely. Like when like I couldn't even try to repeat like Limitless, but like even like the hook alone, it's like the way you structure it is just like ridiculous. Like
I'm always looking like to layer up multis and stuff like that. But that's just my style. You know, and I have tracks in the chamber right now where I'm not like striving for that fully. Like I'm getting a bit more loose with it, experimenting and just having fun with it. You know, but I've always been a perfectionist, so I'm trying to like, you know, loosen up around that as well, because that's when you're like hard on yourself when you're a perfectionist. So if you're spending too much time on something, then it just starts grinding you down. Fuck it, man. Just have fun. Whatever comes out. And if it's a track and it's not the best, then just write another one. And just keep going with it until you do strike gold.
And eventually, like you might find the inspiration for that track where it was actually trying to go, or whatever it is.
Exactly.
Which is pretty sweet. So I suppose like even just I know you get probably asked this in every interview, but just like how did you kind of start rapping? Like where was the origins of that?
I've always been into writing music since like mad young. Like I remember like wrote my first rap, or like more or less a poem, when I was like 10 or something like that.
That's mad, yeah.
It was like actually like in the back of my man and dad's car going into Wexford.
You remember it? Like...
I remember vividly. I actually think that's like my ma like hung on to that. She probably still has that in the house. That's crazy. Like, but yeah, just writing down like some real innocent shit. Like that was definitely the first time I ever wrote like lyrics. But yeah, as time went on, it was like in a couple of bands here and there.
Was that like rock and stuff?
Yeah, rock and stuff like that. Younger, like? Yeah. I've always been like real open to different genres. But then the passion for hip hop hit me. Oh, God knows when, man. I don't know what age I was, but still pretty young. And
who would you been listening to? Like 50 Cent, like Eminem?
Nah, like... even I was listening to more 90s stuff like Mobb Deep, Wu-Tang, Nas, stuff like that. But Mobb Deep, like when I heard that Infamous album, I was just like,
that was the one.
Wow. Man, that's my favourite album till the end of time. I still rock that from start to finish and can't skip a track. It's crazy. Like, and it's not like mad lyrical... like miracles or whatever, you know, all this like mad bar for bar, crazy, ill stuff. It's just like, it's so fucking raw and real, and like you could like almost painted a picture for you when you were listening to it. So I think that like inspired my style of writing. Because I always want my bars to be like picturesque, so when people listen to it, they can see what I'm saying rather than just hear it. You know, you're kind of like hitting more senses than one. But so pretty much started mad young and just started listening to hip hop, and that's when I really got into writing. I just couldn't put the pen down. You know.
So you would have been like a teenager, like just kind of trying it out. So like,
well, I dropped my first project when I was 18, I think.
Yeah. And would you have been going under like Rebel Phoenix and everything, or?
Well, anything that's out there right now is under Rebel Phoenix. But Def had different names and shit like that. Yeah. We had to switch that up. Real quick. But funny enough, like Trio G, like my producer, it's my brother, like, you know. He's had different names over the course of time as well. Yeah. But the first track we dropped together was years, and like that's who I would have been like. I was like playing guitar and he was playing drums, like
that's
when we were
crazy,
like kids. Yeah. And then we kind of split for a couple of years, bumped into him one day. I was like, oh, what are you up to, man? He's like, oh yeah, making beats. I'm like, yeah, well, I'm writing raps. Yeah. And then we threw a track out called The Foundation, but we had different names then. And then as we start making more music, it was like, man, we need to like take that down and like really, you know, sharpen our darts. And then we put that Rebel project out. Like he produced the guts of it. I think G.I. had a beat on it, Jerry Boy, and the rest of it was produced by Trio Tree. Yeah. But yeah, man, ever since then we've just been like
hitting the ground running. Like, yeah, that's sick. I was gonna say, even like with the Mobb Deep influence, I suppose like it might kind of play in as well, because you have a lot of projects out, you know, that kind of way as well, which is interesting, because even like we're saying with hip hop taking off in 2019, I feel like it's like singles driven.
Definitely.
Which is kind of nice to see someone putting out projects as well, though, you know, that kind of way.
Yeah, I'm stepping away from projects for a minute.
Yeah, now, it makes sense for you now, but...
Yeah, it's because like I always like fully focus and dedicate myself to a project. That's what I've always done. And like anytime I've dropped a single, it's like, man, I'm pretty sure I only dropped like a couple of videos leading up to projects and stuff, but like there's no like loosies out there, like a loose single here and there that's never made it to a project. But right now that's what I'm just want to shell out singles, to be honest,
at the moment, like,
because it's a good way to stay consistent, and you know it's a good way to try new things, because obviously when you're making a project, every song has to be different, but it all has to come together as one thing. So I'm focusing more on singles right now. I've got loads of singles coming, to be honest. And I am working on a project. I'll always be working on a project. I can't step away from that. But release-wise, I'm just going to be pumping out singles for a while.
Yeah. No, it's really interesting. Like, and more like videos as well are to come that we can't talk about as well.
Yeah, definitely, man. The illest idea ever.
Yeah.
And
that's like might that be coming out during the summer or something like that? Yeah. But you have a busy summer coming up, obviously, with this whole long list for Glastonbury. Like, how did that come about?
It just came up on my radar on Twitter or something like that.
Just to like apply almost.
Yeah, I don't know whether it was a sponsored thing or it's like I've had Twitter since like not even that long ago, like 2017. Never used it until like
this thing
January. Not even that, like just till January. It's like I never used Twitter. I've always had one, and then I just start using it more, and I was like, oh, this is ill. Like you know, you find things that you wouldn't find on Facebook or Instagram. Like I don't really use Facebook either, but you know, it's another good platform. But anyway, that popped up on Twitter one day. I was like, fuck, I'll send the tune through. They wanted like a live performance of it as well. Sent it through, and then more or less just forgot about it, and got an email. And actually, funny enough, the email that I got was like, hi guys, unfortunately you can't announce it until next week, but due to this, that, and the third. And I was like, what is she talking about?
Yeah, because you see unfortunately at the start and you're thinking, like...
well, no, it wasn't even that. I scrolled down and it was like, there's an email on that thread and it was like, congratulations, you have been accepted. Jesus. And I was like, I didn't even see that. Like, it sent to me, like, I would never miss a beat when it comes to emails. Yeah. But I missed that one, which was pretty goddamn important. So luckily enough, she said unfortunately, but lucky for me, they had to push it on. So I sent her the new link to Limitless. That was the track that I sent them, because I had sent them like a private link so that they could give it to their judges and stuff like that. And then I had taken that down because
the track was out. Or...
I just re-uploaded it because it's got a mad long intro. So I put like up on SoundCloud, I put up like the radio edit. It's like a bit of a shorter intro. So the link had changed. So thank God I sent it to her, and now it's up on this like big
Playlist.
SoundCloud playlist
Yeah,
with
yeah.
like the 90 artists who've been chosen out of
That's
thousands.
sick.
And
Yeah,
thousands.
yeah. How it was it? Was it like 90,000 or something? There was a
No-
number flown
Yeah,
around
well,
the
there's
top.
90 now on the long list.
Yeah.
Me being one of them. But like I just know for a fact, like thousands of people
Yeah,
must have applied to
definitely.
that.
Like,
So even to get that far, like to get onto the long list, man,
Yeah.
I'm chuffed with that. You know, it's
Yeah,
a good
totally.
thing to like even throw on the press kit now.
yeah, for Glastonbury,
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
it's insane.
it's
like,
major, man. But I'm just like I'm excited.
Yeah.
For what's to come. Like hopefully, like the next stage is now they're gonna like, filter it down to 8 people,
damn.
and then they have to like all perform in front of this like crowd.
So you'll have to maybe buzz over or
Yeah,
something
you're
like
gonna
that.
have to float over, perform, and then they pick 3 people,
Yeah.
and then
Damn.
one of them gets to perform at Glastonbury, and then 2 are runners up. But like,
Yeah,
see
yeah.
what happens, I guess.
That's a mad thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, have you checked out who else is on the playlist? Like, was there anyone you recognise or anything?
Yeah, Y-Axis was there, man.
Oh, yeah,
I was
yeah.
just scrolling through real quick.
Just to see, like,
Yeah, but like that's some Irish hip hop on there, which
Yeah,
is sick
yeah.
to see. There's definitely a lot of Irish artists on there,
on it in general.
and just like so many different
Yeah.
genres.
I was going to
because-
say, yeah, it's not just hip hop.
because
obviously.
that's like it's a rock festival or an indie festival, Glastonbury for the most part. You know?
Yeah, yeah.
But you got like people like Stormzy and all like headlining there now as well.
Yeah, it'd be sweet, like.
Yeah.
But it's like that with a lot of festivals, even I feel like Longitude and stuff, like obviously going back a few years used to be all rock and now it's like just totally hip hop, like, which is weird.
Taking over, man.
Like it's mad,
It's a
like
mad thing, yeah.
cause yeah, last year was class. I don't know about the lineup this year though. Like with they had who was it that cancelled off again? Yeah, Lil Uzi, yeah, because he like stopped putting out music, I suppose.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so they've like put on Future and Cardi B now as like last minute headliners, like, which is a bit weird.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I fuck with Future more than I do with Lil Uzi.
Fair,
I don't really
fair.
follow him or listen to him or anything like that.
Yeah,
Just not to say that his music isn't good or anything like that. Just like
yeah.
Don't
There's always
listen.
artists like you don't really like clash with like their personality
Yeah,
or
yeah,
whatever
yeah.
as well, like
yeah.
just the way they present themselves. But I mean, what else is on the horizon for 2019? Just more. Obviously, you have a gig on the 14th. Was it
The
13th?
13th of
April.
next month. Yeah,
Yeah,
13th
yeah.
of April in the Chocolate Factory. It's like a new magazine launching.
Yeah,
So
folk culture or something like that.
folk culture. It's subculture in Irish. So it's going to be like bass music, hip hop, reggae, stuff like that.
Should be a good mix, like.
Yeah, it's going to be dope. I actually think I'm the only rapper on it, man, to be
Fair,
honest.
yeah.
So I have to go through and kill that shit.
Yeah,
but I'm looking
exactly,
forward
yeah.
to it, like, you know.
Yeah,
It's going to be packed out.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I suppose then as well, like, is there anything, like hip hop wise, like, is there anything, like, obviously you have this Glastonbury thing coming up, but is there anything that you've always, like, you're kind of striving for, like, career wise or anything like that? Like,
Just to, like, go and do all the festivals, to be honest,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
I'm like an all or nothing sort of person. So I've like been working on music, and I have like a dope press kit, like, and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Sent it to a couple of people. I'm just waiting to hear back, but I really need to just sit down and just like push them out to like all the festivals.
yeah,
That would be the goal.
Yeah.
This year, it's just do as many festivals as possible, do as many shows as possible, and
yeah,
just put out as much good music as
Yeah,
possible.
yeah.
You know, like the next music, like the next singles that I'm dropping are completely different. I want to like,
stress that, like,
yeah, I want to surprise people
Yeah.
when I drop.
Yeah.
You know, there's like summer's coming up, so like got like a little
few
summer vibe,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
a little
yeah.
sexy thing for the ladies and all that, you know. So yeah, just switching it up stylistically,
Yeah.
and yeah, just stay busy with it, man. You know,
Yeah,
I've got
no,
loads of
100%.
goals, like everyone does, but
Yeah.
mainly would be just do as many festivals as possible, and just put out music and surprise people and gather new fans that are kind of like, you know, wouldn't necessarily be mad into the music that I make now,
yeah,
but I just want to show people like I'm versatile.
yeah,
you know?
exactly, yeah. Because like it goes back to what you were saying, obviously with like the different moods and stuff, like.
Exactly.
But no, there was something I was going to follow up with on that as well. Oh yeah, in terms of these upcoming releases, then, is there anything or anyone that you're kind of looking forward to, like maybe collaborating with or anything at some stage?
Yeah.
Or, like you don't even
Yeah.
have to say any names, but like
yeah,
that
definitely.
way.
Like, yeah, because like I don't find it hard to collaborate with people. It's just not something I've done a lot of
yeah,
in the past, but it's mad that you bring it up because that is like one of the things that I
Sweet.
would love to do in
Yeah.
2019. and I'm like talking to a few different artists for like lining it up and stuff.
Yeah.
I've always been more into like just finding new producers to work with, but I definitely want to work with different rappers and singers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a couple of people. I'm not gonna start naming names, you know, because it could happen like tomorrow. It could happen like in 10 months.
Exactly.
Time,
Yeah.
you know, I'm not gonna gas it up too much, but yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Because it's always hard. It's hard enough to get like, you know, like the beat and the song written and everything, whether incorporating someone else and their time schedule and everything into it as well, I'd imagine.
Exactly.
But yeah, I mean, is there anything in terms of like, you can't talk about like upcoming videos, but because you're someone who kind of pays a lot of attention like to your Instagram and like, you know, everything like that, like, do you find it hard to balance the kind of visual side as well with the music?
A little bit. Like, I love making videos. It's like I've got a good few videos out at the moment. I think they just go hand in hand. Like, I enjoy both. You know, I wouldn't focus on one more than the other. It's just like it's all relative.
Yeah.
To the big picture.
Yeah,
you know?
staying busy, as you say.
Yeah. But like in terms of the next video I'm putting out, like I can talk about it.
Yeah.
It's like it's going to be shot in New York, and
dope.
like the song is like there's like bars specifically written to, like, because I'm staying in upstate New York in this like big gaff, which is like the boondocks, you know, like it's outside the city.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to be spending a few days in the city. So it's like a little duality there. So I wrote about that in the song to go with the visuals. So that's like bringing the visuals and the music together as well, you know?
Yeah. That's almost like writing the music to the video almost as well.
It's like direct.
Sick,
it's like writing a script to a movie or something.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. That's sick. That's probably kind of reminds me of like what's that Ice Cube song? It Was a Good Day.
Yeah.
The way it's like almost like a day in the life or something like that.
Yeah. I love that. It's so important to like put a video, like to have the video go with the song.
Yeah.
You know, and I know you can do it like so many different ways, but for me, I feel like the visuals should match up to the content of the song in some regard.
Exactly, yeah. I think like ASAP Rocky, I was talking about it with someone recently. Like, I feel like brought back music videos in a big way.
Yeah.
Because all of his ones for the last album and this one are just insane.
So creative, man.
I'm trying to think of who else has really good visuals. But I feel like with that wave then came like a lot of big acts now have really good videos. Like,
because that's the world we live in now. It's a visual world, and you got to roll with it.
Yeah.
And capitalize on it as well. Like,
yeah. Because you can make like such a splash with like a proper video as well. Like,
definitely, you could drop an ill video and it could go all the way up. Like, it could go viral. Like, that's why you have to like spend a lot of time and making sure it's the best it can be.
Yeah. I'm thinking back even to like when Kojak would have done like Midnight Flower or something like that. Like something creative like that.
Exactly,
and just boosted that song so much. Like,
absolutely, it was so original. It stood out from the crowd, and it had like shareability as well.
Yeah.
You want to kind of go for that.
Yeah.
You know, I think you nailed it with that one.
Yeah. It's like if you can incorporate, it's almost like a meme or something, like something that you can share will just blow it up exponentially. Like,
definitely, yeah. It's like replay value and shareability are just so goddamn important in this music thing.
Just to get them numbers up, like, some way.
Because
like,
it's like, it is all about numbers now.
100%.
You know? Because that's like almost defines your worth.
Yeah.
You know? Like,
unfortunately, though.
Unfortunately, because like, it's not like back in the day where a label would sign you up because you're super dope and talented and you have potential, and they're gonna like turn you into a star. Like, labels aren't fucking with you unless you're already a star.
Yeah, no,
it's like,
mad.
He's been doing it on his own.
Yeah.
Okay, let's ride this wave.
Yeah.
Come with us and then we'll push you. But if you're not doing it on your own, they don't want to know.
Yeah,
like,
it's mad though. Because like all their hard work that was done now for them, and
Yeah.
then they take it and then still probably take whatever they do from you, which is crazy probably nowadays. Like,
it's mad. But like, you don't need a major label nowadays, man.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, you really don't. Like, it's just like,